In this video we shall learn on what is liberalism and the core ideas in liberal thinking on international relations. Let's start. Before we start, here is an introduction. One can see the liberal ideas and values are deeply present in the institutions of Northern America and Europe. Liberalism has been a strong alternative to the other ideologies, as we can see during the Cold War. Liberal values are individualism, tolerance, freedom and constitutionalism. Now let's look upon the four dimensions definition of liberalism. At first is the key of individual right, like the right to liberty. Second is the need for an efficient economic system that is market-driven. Third is that legislature has the authority that is vested by the state, but it cannot infringe upon the basic rights of the citizens. The fourth dimension is that citizens are equal and possesses basic rights, such right to religious toleration and education. Now let us look at the core ideas of liberalism through its historical evaluation. 19th century Enlightenment thinkers such as Immanuel Kant and Jeremy Bentham both believed that international politics was largely anarchic in nature, and therefore war cannot be abolished. Immanuel Kant in his Democratic peace thesis stated that the liberal states are less likely to go on war. This is because liberal states tend to be wealthy and has less to gain by engaging in conflict with poor authoritarian states. For Kant, war could be abolished and perpetual peace could be achieved through republic, constitutionalism, federal contract among states, and individual consciousness. Later, Richard Cobden believed that free trade among nations would create a peaceful world, and this became a core idea of 19th century liberalism. However, his idea of natural harmony of interest came under challenge when Britain and Germany, highly interdependent upon each other, went into war. After the end of World War I, the focus shifted from peace as a natural condition to peace that need to be constructed. Ultimately, emphasis was placed on consciously designing a machinery such as international organization. Here in picture comes then American President Woodrow Wilson, who argued that peace could be established with an international organization to regulate international anarchy. Subsequently, the League of Nations was established on January 10, 1920. The League established the principle of self-determination, which became central characteristic of liberal thinking in IR. However, it proved to be a disaster, as it was decided to be an idealist, but later it was imprisoned by self-interest. Now, during the early post-war period, liberal thinkers were concerned with states' inability to cope up with modernization. Here comes David Micherney, an integration theorist, who believed that transnational cooperation was required in order to resolve common problems, which meant that cooperation in one sector will ultimately lead to collaboration in range of other sector. However, it was challenged as transnational actor begin to undermine the sovereignty of the states. As Robert Cohen and Joseph Nye argue, that centrality of other actors like TNC, interest groups, led to web of interdependence among states. This led pluralists to argue that there is an enhanced chance of potential cooperation, but there is an increased level of vulnerability of the states. To resolve, Kenneth Waltz in his seminal work Theory of International Politics attacked the pluralist argument about the decline of state, argued that the degree of interdependence internationally was lower than among the constituent part of national political system. Subsequently, Waltz's engagement with other neorealist and early pluralists modified their decision. Thus, neoliberal conceded that code assumptions of neorealism to social scientific enquiry. To conclude, in 20th century international relation, liberal thought become grounded in social scientific theories of state, and cooperation among rational egoistic states could be achieved if it is properly coordinated by regimes and institutions. Thank you for watching our video, and please subscribe to our channel Political Genesis and follow us on Instagram for regular updates.